question.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are present in the state of Ohio versus Daniel Barber in case 26 CR 364. We are here today for purposes of a change of plea, and the defendant is in court represented by counsel Bill Watson. It is my understanding the defendant is going to withdraw his previously entered plea of not guilty and plead guilty to the state's offer, being count 1, trafficking in cocaine, a felony of the 5th degree, count 2, trafficking in cocaine, a felony of the 4th degree, count 3, trafficking in cocaine, a felony of the 5th degree, and count 6, possession of a fentanyl-related compound, a felony of the 4th degree, with the attached forfeiture specification. In regards to sentencing, there is no agreement.
Is it just a spec on count 6?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Watson.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court, it's my understanding of this afternoon's hearing, I've had a chance to fully pre-try this matter with the prosecutor. I believe full discovery has been provided. I've also had an opportunity to discuss this matter with Mr. Barber. He's indicated to me that he is prepared to enter a change of pleas just outlined by the state. He does understand by entering a change of plea that he'll be waiving certain constitutional rights, and no threats or promises have been made in order for him to do so, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Barber, how old are you?
34.
How far did you go through school?
12th grade.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
Prior to coming to court, have you taken any drugs or alcohol or any prescription medication in the last 48 hours?
No, Your Honor.
Have you ever been diagnosed with or treated for any mental illness?
No, Your Honor.
Did you get a copy of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it accurate that you're pleading guilty to count 1, 2, 3, and 6?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions about that?
No, Your Honor.
All right, before I accept your guilty plea, I need to determine that you know and understand the constitutional rights you'll be waiving, the consequences of your guilty plea, and the maximum penalty I could give you, and I need to be satisfied that your guilty plea is being made freely, knowingly, and voluntarily. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you don't understand a question, stop me. If you want to talk some more to Mr. Watson, let me know. I'll give you more time. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have a constitutional right to have a trial, either to me or to a jury of 12 Lake County citizens. You understand that right?
Yes, sir.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, sir.
If you go to a jury trial, all 12 members must agree to a guilty verdict before you can be found guilty. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to trial, the prosecutor will call witnesses to testify against you. Do you understand the prosecutor must prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt at a trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
After the witnesses are done testifying for the prosecutor, you have the constitutional right to have your lawyer cross-examine the witnesses. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to trial, you have the right to have witnesses come here and testify for you. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes.
If those witnesses refuse to come to court, I'll issue an order called a subpoena to make them testify. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to testify at trial if you want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the constitutional right to not testify at trial if you do not want to. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you decide not to testify at trial, nobody is permitted to comment on that decision. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you go to trial and you're found guilty, you have the right to appeal the guilty finding. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you file an appeal, you have the constitutional right to have a lawyer represent you in the appeal. Do you understand that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you could not afford to hire a lawyer, one will be provided at no cost. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you file an appeal, you're entitled to have a transcript of all the hearings in this case. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Are you waiving that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you could not afford to copy those transcripts, they'd be given to you at no cost. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty today, you will not have the right to appeal the guilty finding. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about any of these rights?
No, Your Honor.
Do you still want to plead guilty to these 4 charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand by pleading guilty, you're fully admitting your guilt to the charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand by pleading guilty to these felonies, you're voluntarily giving up your freedom for whatever period of time I could sentence you to prison, to jail, or to community control?
Yes, Your Honor.
In count 1, Trafficking in cocaine is a felony 5. It carries a 12-month maximum prison sentence and a $2,500 maximum fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Count 2, trafficking in cocaine is a felony 4. It carries an 18-month maximum prison sentence and a $5,000 maximum fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Count 3, trafficking in cocaine, a felony 5, is a 12-month maximum prison sentence and a $2,500 maximum fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Count 6, possession of a fentanyl-related compound is a felony 4 with an 18-month maximum prison sentence and a $5,000 maximum fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty to the forfeiture specification in count 6, you're voluntarily giving up the items listed in this specification. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, I could give you a consecutive sentence. That means one sentence after another for the separate offenses. If I did that, you face a maximum prison term of 60 months and a maximum fine of $15,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your
Do
Honor.
you have any question about the penalties?
No.
Are you presently on post-release control to the parole authority?
No, Your Honor.
You understand your guilty plea may result in a driver's license suspension of between 6 months and 5 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand your guilty plea, your felony conviction will prevent you from owning or possessing a firearm.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if a prison term is imposed in this case, you might have to serve a period of post-release control as part of your sentence for up to 2 years under the parole authority?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you are placed on post-release control and violate any conditions, the parole authority could send you back to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If the violation is a new felony, then you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If that were the case, the maximum prison sentence for the violation would be the greater of 12 months or the time left under post-release control. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if a prison term is imposed, you are eligible for judicial release?
Yes, Your Honor.
I could place you on community control for up to 5 years, but if you violate any conditions, I could send you to prison for 60 months. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you I would be lenient on you just because you're pleading guilty today?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you what I will sentence you to in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand I do not have to follow the sentencing recommendation of either the prosecutor or your lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had enough time to talk to Mr. Watson before pleading guilty today?
Yes.
Has he discussed everything about your case and answered all of your questions?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the advice he has given you?
Yes.
Have you been threatened or coerced in any way to plead guilty today?
No.
Are you freely, knowingly, and voluntarily entering your guilty plea?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Ms. Alessi, if this case went to trial, what would the evidence show?
The evidence would show that the Lake County Narcotics Agency specifically identified and targeted the defendant as someone who was selling narcotics in Lake County. And on February 19th of 2026, the defendant sold 2.35 grams of cocaine, a Schedule II controlled substance, to a controlled informant with the Narcotics Agency for $200. Again, on February 24th of 2026, the defendant again sold 2.21 grams of cocaine, a Schedule II controlled substance, to the controlled informant for $200. This sale was conducted within 1,000 feet of a school, specifically Early Steps Learning Center. Again, on February 27th of 2026, the defendant sold 2.39 grams of cocaine, a Schedule II controlled substance, to the controlled informant for $200. The Lake County Narcotics Agency eventually obtained a search warrant and arrest warrant for the defendant, and on March 10th of 2026, the defendant was arrested and found to be in possession of 2.77 grams of a fentanyl-related compound. The amount of fentanyl equal or exceeded 1 gram, but was less than 5 grams. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Watson, anything to add to those facts?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Barber, did you hear what Ms. Alessi said? The facts would show if the case went to trial.
Yes.
Are those facts true?
Yeah. No.
No?
I don't think it was. Nothing was found in my house.
That is correct. Nothing was found in the house. The drugs were found on his person.
Okay. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
All right. What is your plea to count 1, trafficking in cocaine, a felony 5?
Guilty.
What is your plea to count 2, trafficking in cocaine, a felony 4?
Guilty.
What is your plea to count 3, trafficking in cocaine, a felony 5?
Guilty.
And what is your plea to count 6, possession of a fentanyl-related compound, a felony 4?
Guilty.
And what is your plea to the forfeiture specification in count 6?
Guilty.
Mr. Watson?
It's the same paperwork. I just need you to sign right there. Today is 5/8/26.
The defendant and his attorney have signed a written plea of guilty here in open court, and I've signed it as well. May I approach?
Mr. Barber, is this your signature on the written plea of guilty?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign it voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Do you want me to accept your written plea of guilty?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the written plea of guilty. Defendant was present. Mr. Watson advised of all of his rights with a knowing, intelligent, voluntary waiver. He understands the nature of the charge, the consequences of his guilty plea, and the maximum penalty. Find it to be knowing, intelligent, and voluntary. Will accept the plea of guilty. And find him guilty of count 1, trafficking in cocaine to felony 5. Count 2, trafficking in cocaine to felony 4. Count 3, trafficking in cocaine to felony 5. Count 6, possession of a fentanyl-related compound of felony 4, and the specification. I'll refer this for a pre-sentence report. Drug and alcohol evaluation sentencing will be June 10, 1:15, and the bond is revoked. Anything else, Ms. Alessi?
I'm sorry, what time was that sentencing?
1:15.
Nothing further. Thank you.
Mr. Watson.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, adjourn.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In this Ohio courtroom hearing, Daniel Barber changed his plea from not guilty to guilty on multiple felony drug charges, including cocaine trafficking and possession of a fentanyl-related compound. Prosecutors alleged he sold cocaine to a confidential informant on 3 occasions before being arrested with fentanyl in his possession. After confirming he understood his rights and the possible penalties, the judge accepted Barber's guilty plea, found him guilty on all counts, revoked his bond, and scheduled sentencing. Thanks for watching.